Everything good in my life is possible because of reading. The work I do, the connections I have, even the ideas growing in my head all stem from this single practice. It began with the encouragement I got from my family, especially my father. Throughout my childhood, he had me read to him from the newspaper, letting me pick out the stories. On Saturdays, he and I went to our public library. The children's books were on the first floor, but I used to love to go down to the basement to see him browsing the stacks by himself. I would watch as he pulled books from the shelf and make a small pile on the stool next to him. Reading is something worth doing, these minutes told me. Reading deserves your time. I enjoyed reading in high school and college, and I still go back to some of the books my college professors assigned to share with my own students now. I remember Mrs. Dalloway. I love it. Songs of Innocence and Experience. In grad school, I chose Lit as my major. The only way to improve my own writing, it seemed, was to read as much as I could. A friend of mine once said that, for writers, reading isn't even really reading. It's more like feeding. Barnes & Noble cashier remains one of my all-time favorite jobs. Every job I had afterwards, I got because I could read and write well. I worked for consulting companies and was responsible for writing reports and studying data. Then, when I started teaching college, I assigned to my students what I hoped they would enjoy reading. The task of opening their minds seemed to fall on me. Reading can make barriers between people. It can cause disconnection and sharpen exclusion. An avid reader has a social identity that pleases some but rubs others the wrong way. The fanciest college I applied to turned me down, and part of my application had involved submitting to them a list of books I'd read in the last year. As she read my press releases, a coworker used to call me the dictionary. I once overheard my mother complaining about having received yet another book from me for her birthday. A few of my Delta students had refused to play the word games I was sure would help them with their vocabularies. Have fun with language, they asked? Not us. Reading has brought me more happiness than I ever thought possible, and I want to pass this happiness on to my students. Still, I continue to discover how different their relationship with reading is from mine. I haven't told them enough, I don't think, about the good that comes when you learn to love to read. I have to do this for them. I have to find a way.